The light flashes, 1200 ahead of them. Away and they're racing, and Cheddar Bob got a great start from the inside, jumped clearly in front from Platinum Class, and Winning Pia accelerating. Also driving across Psychic Session, trying to get up outside of Cheddar Bob. They're really going hard through the first part. Then came Comanche Chant down on the inside of the newcomer Under Influence. Outside of it, Three Deep, She's Eminent. After a length away behind those, down on the inside, Just Got Harder, followed by The Rush, who sits up on its outside. Adelante between those, then El Sueno back in the field with Art of Consent and King Sicario at the 600 mark, and Cheddar Bob burning along in front leads the way. Psychic Sessions done plenty. Around the outside, going up Three Deep, 450 from home is Winning Pia. In behind them came Platinum Class, who's now just being steadied off heels, about to come to the outside. Comanche Chant cut the corner, Just Got Harder behind those, and down the outside here comes Under Influence, the newcomer at the 200. Cheddar Bob's the leader. Cheddar Bob in front, Under Influence, She's Eminent. King Sicario coming down the outside, and also The Rush through the middle, but King Sicario swept up and grabbed the lead after being right back in the field, and King Sicario drew clear to beat She's Eminent. Under Influence, The Rush photo for third. Over on the inside then, Cheddar Bob, followed further back behind them, Platinum Class, and then came on pulling up Adelante El Sueno. Psychic Session compounding, had to do a fair bit of work. Behind those, Comanche Chant, Art of Consent was next home, followed further back in the field by Just Got Harder, and trailing them all in is Winning Pia. Waiting for numbers here to come to hand after the running of race number 3. King Sicario, Team Gangemi pulling the right rein, electing to stay here at Belmont Park in preference to going to Pinjarra for tomorrow's engagement. Coming from right off the pace and storming to victory, back there with She's Eminent. So they did go hard. It was a very, very solid clip there that was set by Cheddar Bob. And behind them was Under Influence in that photo with The Rush for third. King Sicario, though, the King's Troop 3-year-old from Stella de Not. For Gangemi Thoroughbreds, Different Strokes Racing. A. Gomez, K. Hassan and Merkin Racing. And Madame's White and Yeek, Winship Wade, Preto Fraser, Artur and Callahan, along with S&G Thoroughbreds, ridden to victory by Brad Parnham, and steamrolled them to win by a length and a half right over the top. A length and a half second and third, and they did look to be going quickly. The time is 1:11.15, 34.96, and there's quite a reasonable headwind in the back section, so not only that were they contending with, but the pace that Cheddar Bob had set, to its credit, it battled on into 5th spot. 5:14.7 Under Influence, third in front of 10 The Rush. 5:14.7 and 10 Cheddar Bob was 5th home after the running of race number 3. Good first up win though, and a good placement clearly by Chris and Mike Gangemi. Race number 4, the Tab Touch. Have you got the touch handicap over 1200? The next of the day is at 3:34. There are no changes to come there as we head back down to Britt. And if they flip the coin, it certainly came up heads.
It did. King Sicario, what a nice win that was from this King's Troop gelding. Of course, the full to American Troop who goes around on Saturday. So, gee, you must be happy with the job that this mare's doing with King's Troop to produce those 2 horses.
Yeah, bloody oath, and I think we've got a couple more. So, yeah, it's Michael's another one that's Michael's bred, so it's good to win one with one of them, and I think he won well enough he can go on with it for sure.
Compare the pair. So we'll see American Troop go around on Saturday. How does this one differ as a type?
They're both nice horses, but this one's a lot lighter on his feet and not as clunky as American Troop. So sort of hold high hopes for this horse, and I think he might go better than the other one, but they're both nice horses.
What have you seen from this one with the benefit of a spell from the first preparation to this one?
Well, he's quite naughty at the beginning of last prep, so Dion had him for a fair while. He ironed him out, then we took him over when he was time to trial and race, and his 2 runs were good, but still it was basically his first preparation. So this prep, from the get-go, his attitude's been a lot better, his behaviour's been a lot better, and he's had a normal prep with us, and yeah, his trial was very good without blinkers and was pretty soft, and yeah, we're pretty confident coming here today.
And he looks like it's dropped this campaign. From the barrier today, what was plan A going into the race?
Yeah, he just had to go back and take his medicine till he got cover, and we were hoping that it's good to see a couple make ground the first couple couple of races. That gave us a bit more confidence. And yeah, when he got out today, I thought it'd be hard to beat because he hadn't spent much petrol early.
He ran on with it very nicely. Well done.
Thanks, Brett.
There is Chris Gangemi over to Brad Parnham.
Well, Brad, fair to say in his trial, it was without blinkers, but he also had nowhere to go.
Yeah, that's right. He sort of, without the blinkers, he wasn't travelling all that strong in the trial, and I wasn't quite sure how well he was going to finish off, so I just stayed behind him. And then the last 200, he really had nowhere to go, and he probably should have won that quite easily. And yeah, with the blinkers, obviously today, travelled a bit truer, and yeah, he brought that form to the races.
Considering how far they strung out in the middle stages, is it fair to say the speed was on?
It was on. You know, I probably would have liked to be in a touch closer, but I drew very awkward, so I had to get really far back. And but yeah, with the pace on it, sort of just allowed me to sort of have a little bit of a run at him, and yeah, he did the job.
It's only a Belmont Park midweek maiden, but it looks like he could measure up in a Class 1, Class 3, and maybe even better in time.
Yeah, I think so. He's shown us a bit before in his work and all that, but last prep, he was still just a bit new and hadn't quite put it all together. So I think he has put it together a lot better this time in, so I think he should go through his grades and hopefully there's a few wins in him.
An expectation for military beat.
It was a touch disappointing last start, but we've drawn a good gate today, and if we can turn its form back around to how it was racing a few starts ago, it should be around the place.
Congratulations, well done.
Thank you.
There is Brad Parnham combined with Chris and Michael Gangemi, and it is King SICARIO who takes out race number 3.
You should